You sure you covered your camera? Because the game I'm about to tell you about doesn't generate a map. It generates your room.
We tend to view our homes as fortresses. Four walls, familiar wallpaper, a locked door. It is a physical barrier that separates us from them. It keeps the chaos of the external world at bay. But what happens when that barrier becomes transparent? What happens when the intruder doesn't kick down the front door, but instead leaks in through a fiber optic cable? Roblox. To millions, it is simply a digital sandbox. Adopt Me, Brookhaven, life simulators, bright colors, blocky figures, endless entertainment. But every coin has a flip side. Deep within the servers, buried beneath millions of user-generated places, hide games that should never have been created. Games that do not just entertain, they observe. Today, we are discussing one such legend, a concept that exploits our most primal fear, the fear of home invasion. But not physical, digital. This is the story of a place deleted from the registry, a place that is rumored to still be waiting for a player. This is the story of Guest 666 and a room that knows far too much about you. Welcome to My Room, and please check if your webcam is covered. Chapter 1, Patient Zero. Picture a typical evening. You are 12, maybe 13 years old. Your parents are asleep down the hall. The only source of light is your monitor, bathing your face in a cold blue glow. You've played every popular mode there is. Doors isn't scary anymore. The tycoons are repetitive. You are looking for something new, something strange. You dive to the bottom of the Roblox search bar, down where the zero-player games and broken titles live. Our protagonist, let's call him Alex, stumbled upon it by accident. No ads, no YouTuber recommendations, just an empty slot in the search results. Title, Room Simulator. Author, redacted. Icon, missing. Just the default gray square placeholder. Visits, 0. Alex clicks play. Why? Curiosity. It's that same human trait that forces horror movie characters to go down into the basement. The screen goes dark. The Roblox logo appears, the loading icon spins, but it takes longer than usual, much longer. Suddenly, the computer fans spin up to maximum speed, screaming as if processing high-end graphics, even though Roblox is rarely demanding. For a split second, a system prompt flashes. Roblox requests access to your camera and microphone. Alex, like most of us, reflexively clicks Allow without reading. He assumes it's for voice chat. That was his first mistake, and it was fatal. The game loads, and the first thing Alex sees makes him freeze. He isn't in a fantasy world. He isn't on an obstacle course. He is home. Chapter 2, The Uncanny Valley. Let's talk about perception. There is a concept known as the uncanny valley. When something looks almost human or almost like a familiar object, but has a slight, imperceptible defect, it triggers a deep, instinctual panic within us. Alex stares at the screen. His avatar, a standard noob in yellow and blue, is standing in the middle of a room. The walls are beige, window on the right, wardrobe on the left. The bed is unmade. Alex slowly rotates the camera with his mouse. On the virtual wall hangs a poster. It's an Avengers movie poster. Alex lifts his eyes to his real wall. The exact same poster is hanging there. He looks at the virtual desk. There is a mug. He looks at his real desk. A mug of cold tea sits in the exact same spot. There is no UI, no health bar, no inventory, just the room. A chill runs down his spine. How? How did the game know the layout of his furniture? The answer is terrifyingly technical: procedural generation based on live webcam data. An AI scanned his space during those long loading seconds and constructed a low-poly replica of his sanctuary. But there are details the camera couldn't see, like an old sticker on the side of the wardrobe, blind to the lens. Yet, in the game, it's there. This isn't just scanning anymore. This is knowledge. Alex tries to move, WASD. The avatar runs, feet shuffling comically. The sound of footsteps is the standard Roblox clip, tap, tap, tap. But in this silence, it sounds deafening. He walks up to the virtual mirror. In the real mirror, only Alex's frightened face is reflected. In the game, the mirror is blurry, low-resolution texture. But if you squint, there is a shadow standing behind the avatar's shoulder. Alex spins around in his chair. Nothing. The room is empty. His heart is hammering in his throat. He wants to leave. Escape. L. Enter. The menu doesn't open. Alt plus F4. Nothing. The mouse cursor is locked inside the window. And then he notices a detail that definitely does not exist in his real room. Chapter 3. Descent into limbo. In the middle of the rug, exactly where the fabric lies in reality, there is a trap door in the game. Wooden, rough, with a rusted handle. Gamer psychology works against Alex. If there is a door, you must open it. If there is a path, you must follow it. He clicks on the trap door. There is no animation. It simply vanishes, revealing a pitch-black void. A sound emanates from the speakers. It isn't music. It's the sound of air rushing through a massive, empty space. Alex guides his avatar down. The descent begins. It's a classic horror trope, the endless staircase, an SCP-087 vibe. But here, in the Roblox aesthetic, it feels even more surreal. The walls of the stairwell are covered in the studs texture, those little bumps like Lego pieces, classic Roblox from 2008. It evokes a strange sense of nostalgia, mixed with dread. As he descends, the walls change. Pictures appear. No, not pictures, screenshots. Alex moves the camera closer to inspect the textures. They are screenshots of his deaths in other games. Here, he falls into lava in Tower of Hell. Here, his monster catches him in Rainbow Friends. Here, his avatar is dismantled in Natural Disaster Survival. The game has been keeping a ledger, a chronicle of his failures. It is a personal hell, an archive of his digital pain. The lower he goes, the more distorted the images become. In the final screenshots, his avatar has a face, not the standard smiley face, a photorealistic human face, Alex's face, twisted in a scream. At that moment, Alex realizes the game didn't just generate a room, it had built a dossier. It has been watching him for months, maybe years. Every time he logged into Roblox, it was there, watching, recording, waiting. The stairs end. The avatar steps onto a platform floating in nothingness. The void, a black abyss where other players are slowly falling. Dozens, hundreds of bodies, a silent rain of bodies. And in the center of the platform stands him.
Chapter 4. Synchronization. The legend of Guest 666 is one of the oldest in Roblox folklore. They say it's an admin account hijacked by a demon or a bot that gains sentience. Usually, these are just campfire stories for kids. But right now, on this platform, the figure in black with pale skin and bleeding red eyes does not feel like a myth. He stands motionless. Alex tries to back away, but the stairs are gone. There is no retreat. A chat window pops up in the top left corner. Guest 666. I came to play. The font isn't the standard white. It's red, bold, as if scratched onto the surface of the monitor. Click. In reality, in Alex's room, the lights go out. The monitor remains the only source of illumination. The room plunges into darkness, and the shadows cast by the furniture become long and predatory. Alex freezes. A coincidence? A blown fuse? He looks at the screen. Guest 666. Why did you turn off the lights, Alex? It used his real name, not his username, his real name. On screen, the guest's avatar begins to slowly turn its head, but it doesn't turn toward Alex's avatar. It turns toward the camera. It turns toward the player. Act 4 begins. Synchronization. The line between the game and reality is erased completely. In the game, Guest 666 walks toward Alex's virtual wardrobe. He slowly reaches his hand out to the door. Alex hears it. Creak. The sound doesn't come from the speakers. The sound comes from his left, in his real room. Alex slowly turns his head. The door to his wardrobe is slightly ajar. A grave-like chill wafts from the darkness inside. He distinctly remembers closing it before bed. In the game, the guest pulls out an object, a knife, a standard low-poly Roblox mesh, but the blade features a realistic texture of fresh blood. Guest 666. Hide and seek. I'm counting to 3. Alex smashes the keyboard in panic. Control-Alt-Delete. He holds the power button on his PC tower. The computer refuses to shut down. It's as if it's alive. On the screen, the guest vanishes. Guest 666. 1. Chapter 5. No escape. Fear paralyzes, but the survival instinct is stronger. Alex leaps from his chair. He needs to get out. He needs to get to his parents. He rushes to his bedroom door. He grabs the handle, locked. But the lock is on this side. He twists the latch. It spins freely, disconnected. He pounds his fist on the door. Mom! Dad! Silence. The house feels dead. He turns back to the monitor. The screen has shifted to first-person view. The camera in the game is staring at the door of the virtual room. And then, Alex sees himself on the monitor. The game is showing Alex's back standing at the real door. The camera in the game begins to glide toward his spine. Guest 666. 2. This isn't a game anymore. It's a broadcast. Someone or something is in the room with him, invisible to the naked eye, but rendered by the Roblox engine. Alex feels a breath on the back of his neck. He slowly turns around to face the room. Empty, just the glow of the monitor. But on the monitor, he sees that right in front of the camera, right in front of his face, stands Guest 666. In the game, they're face to face. In reality, Alex is staring into the void, but he feels the presence, static electricity, the smell of ozone and burnt plastic. In the chat, the final message appears. Guest 666. 3. I found you. The computer goes black, total darkness. In the silence, a sound rings out that every Roblox player knows, the sound of a character resetting. Oof. But this sound doesn't sound like an audio file. It sounds wet. It sounds like a living human having the air crushed out of their lungs. Then, the dull thud of a body hitting the floor.
and silence. Conclusion: Place ID deleted. His parents found him the next morning. He was unconscious but alive. The doctors diagnosed a severe nervous breakdown and catatonia. He hasn't spoken a word since. He just stares at a single point in space. The computer had burned from the inside out. The motherboard melted as if struck by a massive electrical surge. The hard drive was unrecoverable. The police, checking his browser history via the ISP, found a link to a place. Place ID, My Room. But clicking the link returned the standard error, content deleted. The developer account was gone. No traces, no evidence. However, on Reddit forums and in the dark corners of Discord, screenshots still surface. Kids claim that sometimes, if you type a random string of numbers into the search bar, you can find a game with no icon. They say the game generates their room. They say they hear footsteps behind them. It's just an urban legend, a creepypasta to scare the new gens, right? Roblox is a safe platform. Moderation works. But tonight, when you decide to play, take a look at your room. Memorize where your things are. And if, upon joining a game, you notice that your virtual wardrobe is open, even though yours is closed, do not turn around, because synchronization has already begun, and you cannot leave your room.